Hi, hello, Holger again from BDR Germany, and I'd like to introduce you to the program for maximum moisture for a perfect skin condition throughout many years for so-called normal skin. First aid and first choice for all those clients that want to remain their beautiful skin, who want to remain fine pored, who want to remain without redness or to correct small rednesses, who want to keep an even complexion, who maybe if they look to the future or if they look back to their mothers, grandfathers, and if they see what could happen to the face and that they are afraid of aging prematurely, we have the right program for that. Clients who started with this program 15 years ago, they remain their perfect skin because BDR stands for Biotechnological Dermaceutical Reconstruction, and we keep those actions inside the skin alive and vivid throughout the entire time of using those products. And our mission is very easy to understand. Let me show you. The mission to fight the main causes of skin aging, we have to fight microinflammations. They are basically constantly being found in every skin from the age of approximately 25 years. Those microinflammations will lead to further inflammations that cause skin aging. The second problem is oxidative stress. Then that also comes along, of course, with lifestyle cause. Stress in all causes oxidative stress. The drag of one cigarette is like 17 times with 10 zeros of free radicals inside the skin. So free radicals are being built from so many reasons. Ultraviolet rays, so ultraviolet impact, is a damage that goes directly onto the DNA of each cell. So that needs to be repaired, that needs to be protected. Otherwise, each damage in the cell that is caused by ultraviolet B and A, especially A stands for aging. So UVA is actually the worst one when it comes to aging. That damages on the surface in the epidermal layer of the skin a DNA damage that is continuously given to the next generation of cells. And if there is more damage, then of course at a certain point the DNA can go crazy. Exposure to toxins and free radicals, alcohol, nicotine, or a poor diet will also influence the health of the skin. And what happens when the microinflammations and the oxidative stress and the ultraviolet stress happens to younger skin? And when I'm speaking about young skin, we have to really think already about aging from 25 to 30, because that leads to a lack of elasticity. The fiber tissue of collagen and elastin fibers, the proteoglycans in between the cells, they will be enabled to bind moisture, to be elastic and to be elastic. Then there is other fibers and other let's say sugar materials inside our tissue where this amount goes down. They are binding moisture to be to have a plump skin, to have an even skin, which is, for example, hyaluronic acid. Our body produces hyaluronic acid from inside already, and that production needs to be kept alive. Also, keratinization, put it this way, in young age, the vivid part, the part of the epidermal layer and the dermis that has a nucleus, that has a living cells, that is nice and full and active. And we need to keep that activity, because what happens during time, that the dead part of the skin without nucleus and the upper part of the epidermis gets thicker and thicker, and the lower part of the epidermis and dermis gets weaker and weaker. It's a lack of communication, and there is a lack of moisture binding capacity. So to turn around that effect, that the dead part goes stronger and the vivid part goes thinner, we have to turn around this effect. And in young years, that's the best time to start with regular exfoliation, with a regular peeling effect, so to keep the dead part as thin as possible and to keep the young part as vivid as long as it is possible. So, our challenge is to maintain the vitality of all skin functions, to reduce inflammation causing skin aging, to minimize the oxidative damage and the oxidative stress. We have to avoid or repair sun damage and build up the moisture capacity. And that seems to be quite a big challenge, but BDR is the company that is very famous for high-tech ingredients and for very, very high concentrations of those ingredients. And we can promise already to people starting with that series in the age of 25, 30, 35, that they will go back in their activity as the skin would be 25, and they will keep this activity for very, very long time. So it's 5 essential products that are needed to keep this activity. It is 5 products that solve these requests, that solve these problems, and that fulfill this promise. And the promise is really from BDR is the best result and lasting success for throughout so many years to keep the activity of the skin perfect. And even if a client starts in the age of 40 or 45, they will see already with these essential products, and it's only 5 essentials that need to be used daily, or some of them only weekly. With the use of these products, they will keep the skin in perfect condition, or if the first signs of aging are there, they will step back in time and they will see a wonderful positive effect already for the first signs of aging. Let's go to the products. It's quite simple to explain. These 5 steps start with a cleanser. Here on that picture you can see the size of the products inside the monthly package. And what I'm showing you here is the original size, which is approximately 3 times as much as you will find in the package for monthly use. So every ritual always starts with cleansing. It's a foamy cleanser that can be used just on the wet palms of the hand to make it to a foamy cleanser. My favorite is to use a small pot. Put some water in there, put a little bit of the cleanser inside, and then just whip it up like a cream. Whip it up like a foam. It reminds me of my grandfather when he did that with a shaving foam. And then you will achieve a beautiful fine poured, creamy cleansing foam, and that can be then applied throughout the entire face. This is, for example, also what we recommend the beauticians to use on their clients, because it feels wonderful when the bubbles burst, and it feels wonderful with this kind of soft brush when it brings up this kind of creamy texture after a while. Also, cleansing brushes, of course, can be used perfectly. Those brushes that contain like thousands of shorter fibers. And then after a short moment of massage or short moment of brushing down the foam, then it will be removed with warm water until the skin is really clean. And why it is important to use the right cleanser. Most foamy cleansers will contain SLS, which is sodium laureth sulfate, and that is drying out a lot. There is quite some cleansers with SLS or similar drying compounds that we cannot recommend, because that would actually not lead to the right absorption for the following products. So that creamy foam cleanser can be used under the shower every day twice, and this one really provides a secure system to absorb all the products later on. Using a wrong cleanser that builds a film with microplastics, silicons, mineral oils, that gives like on the surface a beautiful feeling but stops active ingredients from inserting the skin, then that kind of stops the sense of using other precious products. So always start with the right cleanser. There is, of course, alternatives. PDR offers also, if the skin is major inflamed with acne or rosacea, there is a special cleanser for acne. There's a special cleanser for rosacea. There's a special cleanser for dry skin. But for the skin essential, if the skin is perfectly in order or just has some problems with the first signs of aging, it's easy, it's quick, it's simple. Then we're using in the second step a booster, a serum booster that first of all gives a very quick vitalization, that gives a pore refining and detoxification and a detoxicating effect. It's vitalizing, it's smoothing. It's a fabulous product that also has some anti-inflammatory compounds, because we know, and we said that before, a lot of of aging has to do with those microinflammations. So these compounds you will find throughout the entire Youth Essential products. One very positive effect of this Reaction Tonic Professional is that it is not to be used like a normal toner, so we don't need cotton threads, cotton wipes or anything like that. We just need to put some drops in the palm of the hand, distribute it between the hands, and immediately give that like an ampoule, like a concentrate, directly onto the face. And every product that is being applied after 1 minute will go deeper, more intense, and in higher quantities deep into the skin. So it's not only let's say a product with these with the best of nature and science ingredients, with the best ingredients to give a fine poured and a calmed effect and vitalizing, but this is like a slide to guide in the products that would come later on. And what also will be held with this tonic, we have a very soft exfoliation effect. And as this exfoliation effect is nice to have, but still we need a real exfoliator, there is the importance to use Reaction Natural at least once a week. And 1 time a week is enough, and it's better to use 1 time a week enough product than 2 times a week with just a little bit of product. Reaction Natural in step 3 will give you a wonderful surface, will give you a fine pored surface, will exfoliate the dead skin cells to make sure that they will not pile up throughout the years. And parallel to this, when the surface is exfoliated, this precious essence from milk and from lemon goes deeper into the skin and vitalizes the action and makes sure that the part of the skin still having and still carrying a nucleus will stay vivid, and that the turnover of the epidermal layer will always be in the most healthy condition. Now, those two products alternate. So one is for daily use, one is for weekly use. The third product that is used in the daily routine will be Recharge. Recharge is a hyaluronic acid gel for all skin types that helps to provide the microinflammations, that gives enough moisture so the fiber tissue will be nice, moist and elastic, that gives an extra help to regenerate and to also help in the epithelialization of the daily vital functions in the skin. And it helps against oxidative stress, because it's a combination of different compounds. And this product is very easy to use. You just take a few drops after cleansing and after putting your tonic or acid on, and distribute it all over the face to make sure there is enough moisture everywhere. Can be also used directly on the eyelid, very close to the eye. If there is scabs, if there is a feeling of dryness, if there is, like for clients that even have neurodermitis, that have itching areas because they feel very dry, in shortest time these problems are solved. Recharge acts in some contexts a little bit like cortisone even, because allantoin and hyaluronic acid are the perfect combination with panthenol, and panthenol and hyaluronic acid and allantoin have a wonderful effect to calm down the skin. A moisturizer really for every day, every skin type, every age, every gender, every skin color. It's fabulous. So last but not least, the last step will be step 5. In between there is many possibilities. For example, for the daily use, Recharge could be replaced with Recharge Sun, possibly. If you are planning a holiday with a lot of sun impact, during summertime in mid-European areas, or throughout the entire years in those sunny areas, then Recharge will be taken and recommended in the evening, and Recharge Sun is recommended during the morning. Because what it does, on top of that high-end hyaluronic acid, we had put sun protection and sun repair complexes into that serum, and then instead of using Recharge, you could also use Recharge Sun during the day, and that neutralizes 97.5 of the ultraviolet rays. That is an immense amount, because using the double of chemical compounds would just add another percent of protection. So using SPF 50 is just 1% more protective than SPF 30. So then, of course, other possibilities. If you want to make a cure, a mask, using some ampoules if there is sometimes for extra dryness. If you have, for example, to work in an area with air condition that makes the skin very, very dry and you don't feel comfortable, then of course there is ampoules with a high concentration, with a very strong concentration of this product. There is masks if you want to go out on the weekend. So there's plenty of possibilities possibilities to put in here. And also that would be also the point to place a product if there is something wrong with the skin condition. Like if it's really premature aging, we would put Relax 3. If it's not really fine pores, we would put Refine. If there is problems with pigmentations, we put Brilliant EP. So there is also space for problem spotters. But we're talking about the essentials now, and the essential is thorough cleansing, a soft exfoliation or a strong exfoliation weekly, a moisturizer, and the final care, which is then the last step, the step number 5 in that moment. It's called Revital. That is a cream that contains everything what is needed to keep a normal skin for the longest time beautiful. So these steps will provide really for the next 15 to 20 years every person a wonderful skin. Here the threshold of the skin is being held up. With Revital we boost the skin's quality, and we will protect it from moisture loss, increase the threshold of the skin, and also again, and that is what we have to have the biggest fear of throughout our 20s and 30s, is the inflammaging. So these chronic, constant inflammations in the skin. Every product will fight against that. And I can promise one thing, that Revital also makes the skin less sensitive, less reactive. So if there's anything with the client's skin that, let's say she reacts very quickly, allergic, has problems with itching, this is the product that takes care of that. Using the monthly or the 3-month package will really thrill every client. They will be very happy. And as I said in the beginning, we have so many clients that are working with this program for so many years, and they remain beautiful. You cannot even see the beginning when they started with the before picture and the picture 10 years later. Skin looks really the same. It is good to work in early age on that non-aging program called Youth Essentials. You try it and I'm sure your clients will be happy, you will be very happy. And if there's any questions, just check our internet. Every product will be explained in our shop, or in the YouTube at BDR Professional, or you may also always check each product in beautyacademy.com.